They were here, guys. They were here. See the lights? So they set this area up too, guys. This is my other spot. Look here. They were waiting on me tonight, no doubt. They were here, guys. They were here. See the lights? So they set this area up too, guys. This is my other spot. Look here. Hello, everyone. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Abnormal Investigations tonight. Glad to see everybody in the chat. We'll do roll call here in just a second. Let's see. Sky, was you having trouble, or was you not going to be able to make it? If you're messaging, I can't see your messages right now because my phone is part of the live. So if you sent any messages, I did not get any of them. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. How are you tonight? We'll go ahead and throw you up there. We'll do a little roll call while we're waiting on Sky. Good to see you, Jamie. Good to see you, Scared Silly. Good to see you. Hope everybody's ready for a night of visiting and talking about some of the creatures in the area. All right. Good to see you, Deimos. Good to see you. Amy Tongue, good to see you. There's Sky. She can't figure it out. Man, I was hoping that wouldn't be a problem. Amanda. I don't know if Amanda could help you. Probably not right now because I think Amanda's already backstage. Oh, that was Mom talking. I thought I heard somebody talking. Good to see everybody. Good to see you, Tim. Good to see you, Nancy. Good to see you, like I said, Amy, Lisa, Art. Good to see you. Glad to have you with us. Scared Silly, Gary Carpenter. Good to see you. Chester, good to see you. Mousy, good to see you. Good to see everybody tonight. Such a pleasure to see everyone in here tonight. Let me go ahead. I got some announcements to make tonight too, but I'm going to go ahead and bring Amanda on. She's backstage. She may have some information. I don't know. Might know where he's next time. Okay, Sky, we'll get it figured out. Not a problem. Oh, we just lost Amanda. Amanda fell off right when I was fixing to bring her on. So we'll get this figured out, guys. I got a few announcements anyways I want to make before we start the night off. The first thing I would like to tell everybody to do is definitely go over and check out D.A. Roberts. Got a good show going on over there. D.A.'s a good man. Really like D.A. We do support D.A. here. And also, I would like for everybody to go check out Dee's Dark Adventures, another good channel. She'll also be joining us on the show hopefully here pretty soon. So go check those two shows out. It's been a pleasure getting to know Dee. We have made a pretty good friendship. We share a lot of interesting similarities and ideas. So always a pleasure. again, that's D.A. Roberts. The name of his show, I believe now, is The Monster Hunters. So go check him out. For you boots on the ground enthusiasts out there, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I will be back boots on the ground. That is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, guys. We'll be back boots on the ground. So the 10th coming up, and Amanda's back just in time. It's okay, Sky. We will let you slide this time, but that's still going to be a check mark against you. Time. It's okay, Sky. We will There's let Amanda. You slide this time, but that's still going to be a check mark against you. It's okay, Sky. There's Amanda.
Oops. There we go.
Yeah, we can. You must have been watching the show. Hello, Amanda. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you 5 by 5.
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. You can't hear me? I'm showing everything is good. It shows I have audio.
Mike, I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
I have no volume or no. I can't hear you at all.
That is strange. We can hear you. Let's see. That is strange. Maybe see if you can. Uh-oh, she's working on something. She's on it. There she is, maybe.
Still can't hear.
No volume? So, are you able to hear us at all, Amanda? Uh-oh, she's having some difficulties. Amanda, let me bring you off so you can. Yeah, she's going to have to work on her volume. So, we've done an interview with a gentleman that had quite a few encounters, guys, and of course we recorded it, and we're going to be dropping it on the 10th as a premiere. Let me tell you, this guy had some encounters that were plumb amazing. Amanda and I actually interviewed him for the premiere, and this gentleman had a lot of great information. So it was pretty cool that he had a lot of things that were very similar to what we've found in our boots on the ground, and it was amazing. Some of the things he said would really make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Can you hear me now, Amanda?
I can hear you now, Mike.
All right. Okay. So, Amanda, I was just telling everybody about the interview we done with that gentleman, and he had some pretty wild stories, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Did it sound a lot like what we've been finding, you think, to you?
A little bit, yeah.
That's what I thought, too. I thought he was pretty interesting.
Yeah, he was.
We're going to be dropping that the 10th, guys, at 8 o'clock p.m. It'll drop as a premiere. Tonight, guys, we have Amanda is going to be co-hosting with me tonight.
Hi, everybody in chat.
We couldn't get Sky. She tried. But we will get it all figured out, guys. We'll have to probably take a day and really practice. I probably should have done that today, actually. So, Amanda.
Yes.
I don't know if you got my message I sent you earlier. Did you get that voice message?
I didn't.
Okay. What I was just wondering was tonight, since everybody's, I know you've been on 7 times, I think, in the past.
Yeah.
To kind of get everybody a little familiar with you, I was wondering maybe later, after we go through this, or now, however you want to do it, if you would like to tell everybody about the encounter that you had that got you interested, to kind of familiarize everybody with you, and kind of what got you started into this, and kind of an icebreaker to let everybody really get to know you.
Sure.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm going to let you tell your story, and then I'm going to interview you, and then we'll switch it around at the end. We're going to talk about my area and what all's going on, and then you can ask me questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Well, when I was 10 years old, I lived in Wolf Creek, Oregon with my great grandma, and we lived in a fifth wheel trailer, and we were right by the railroad track. Like every time the train came by, the whole trailer would shake, and it came by like 3 times a night. So it would wake us up until we got used to it. Eventually you get used to it, But one night I was sleeping, and I slept in the fifth wheel. The windows were right where you sleep at. Like you sleep and you look right directly through the window, like you're at window height, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was sleeping, and I woke up just out of nowhere. It wasn't by the train or anything like that. I just woke up, and I cleared my eyes because I thought I was like, what am I looking at? And I saw a Bigfoot staring right in the window right at me. We were face to face. And at first I thought that I might be still dreaming. And so I like rubbed my eyes, and it was still there. And what really got me was when it exhaled and its breath hit the window. And so that's when I knew it was it was real, and it was there, and I was seeing it. And I got really scared, and I closed my eyes, and I roll over to my grandma because we slept in the same bed, of course. And I roll over to my grandma, and I tell her that there's something at the window. And she says, there's nothing at the window. Nothing that big can look in the window. And I said, there's something at the window, Grandma. And she said, no, there's not. Go back to sleep. So I just went back to sleep and didn't really even think about it until I was grown, and YouTube and Bigfoot and all that came into the picture. And that was my experience.
So I got some questions.
Okay.
As I've dove into a lot of these cases and started making some, I guess, mental notes and notes that I keep now, I noticed that you have something that is so interesting, because you mentioned that there was train tracks outside, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that really struck me as far as the train tracks was, you remember I told you about the individual that I'd spoke to that said he was able to transform into a werewolf, how he had followed the train tracks?
Yes.
And then you have the Palmyra, Maine, which is where Stephen King is from. And he said he based a lot of his werewolf movies on Palmyra, Maine.
A lot of creepy stuff in Maine.
Well, I mean, look how Silver Bullet, the movie, starts out, right?
Yeah.
It's the railroad worker, right? He's the first victim.
Yep.
So, and we have railroad tracks all around where I'm at also. It kind of makes you wonder, are they following the tracks, right?
Yeah, it makes me wonder too, because it would have had to come over the tracks to get to our window, to get to the window of the fifth wheel.
What did he look like? How was you describing his face?
If anyone's ever seen Harry and the Hendersons, that's what his face looked like, but a little bit scarier, not as friendly as Harry and the Hendersons. But exactly like that, but a little bit not as perfect as, Harry and the Hendersons make it out to look.
Did you see any canine attributes to his face, or was it purely
I didn't see
Bigfoot?
his teeth. I didn't see his teeth. He didn't smile or anything like that, but I did see his mouth. He had a big mouth. He had a nose like ours. He had big, huge eyes. His eyes were so big. That's the one thing I do remember, his eyes. I didn't see his ears or anything like that. I mean, it was a face-to-face, but it was also dark outside, and it was dark in our trailer. So
Did you have a sense of dread or anything come over you whenever you seen him?
I didn't know. I was a little bit scared because I wasn't sure what I was looking at because I was only 10 years
Right.
old. So, but at the same time, he didn't look scary, or he didn't look like he wanted to hurt me or anything like that.
You think maybe he was just being nosy?
I think so. I think he was being, yeah, nosy.
Maybe. Was there any men living in the trailer with you at the time, or just you two
Nope.
females?
Just me and my grandma. And then my aunt lived on the property. She had a house on the property, and we had the fifth wheel trailer behind her house, right by the railroad track.
Did anybody else in the area ever report hearing or seeing anything in that area?
Yes, lots of people.
You got to tell me about that.
Well, in Wolf Creek, Oregon, Bigfoot is known quite well. A lot of people have seen him in Wolf Creek, in the town of Wolf Creek itself. There's a lot of sightings of him.
And that's Wolf Creek, Oregon?
Yep.
So was you in like a trailer park area, or?
No, we were on my aunt's property behind her house. We were allowed to put our fifth wheel there.
Okay.
Because she owned her property.
Was there, did your aunt have any trouble up until that point? Had she had any trouble?
Not to my knowledge. Like I said, I was 10, so after that night, I didn't really bring it up again to anyone because, for one, my grandma said that nothing could look through the window, so I kind of, was like, maybe I was imagining things, but I know what I saw. And
Right.
now that I'm a grown-up, I know that that's exactly what I saw.
Right. I think a lot of times our parents and grandparents or aunts and uncles or whoever, were with at the time, I think they tell us a lot of those things to calm us down. I think they know what you're seeing. I know a lot of times, and it doesn't give you a lot of comfort when you become an adult, but I was talking to my uncle. I love both of my uncles very much on my mom's side. I have the best memories in the world with them. I grew up with them. God, they were more like older brothers than they was uncles, because one of her brothers used to tease me all the time. But her other brother, he was the one that had encountered most of the things at my granny's, and he also was the first person to take me fishing in a boat. Just a lot of great memories. And he told me one time we was out, and I got scared because I thought I heard something and saw something. And he, of course, hey, Gary, good to see you. He, of course, stoked the fire up, and try to calm you down. And he would always tell us, don't worry, I've got my shotgun and I have special loaded bullets in it. He was in Vietnam. We trusted him. We knew he would protect us. As I got older, though, and we were sitting around talking about it, it ended up being, I saw it too, and I was pretty scared myself, but I wanted to keep you calm. So that just tells me that a lot of times they're trying to calm us down when in fact they're probably afraid too. What do you think?
I think so too. Yeah, definitely.
So how tall would you guess this was? How tall would you say he was?
Well, however tall a fifth wheel is, the top bed window area, which was pretty tall, I'd say about 7 feet or 8 feet to look through the window. So about 8 feet tall.
And he was just like standing there, just like looking at you.
Yeah, he was just looking through the window, just like as if it was a normal thing to do.
So he had his face pretty close to the window because you could see his breath on the window,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he had his face like directly in front of the window.
Wow. What about his eyes? Could you see his eyes, or could you tell was they dark or big?
They were dark. They were dark, and I just remember them being really huge eyes. But they looked human. He looked human to me. He didn't look like an ape at all.
Huh. Oh, is this Silver Bullet's birthday? I didn't know that. Thank you, Sky.
It's your mom's birthday and you didn't even know it?
I'm finding out the same time you are. I
Happy
don't know.
birthday, Silver Bullet.
I don't know what they're doing. She said no, her birthday's in November. I was laughing because I was
Okay.
like, what? I don't know what's going on. I was reading chat and I was like, what are they doing? Good to see you, Sunshine. Glad you was able to make it in here. So did you ever see any footprint around? Was anything ever disturbed or moved, or did you hear any howls or anything like that happen?
I heard howls when I was young, but there was also wolves around that used to howl at nighttime. So, and that's what I think that I heard. I don't remember hearing like anything but wolf howls.
Right. You know, there's a person, oh God, for 4 years now, I've been trying to get an encounter out of. I promised I wouldn't talk about it till that person told the encounter. But I'm hoping to be able to tell you that encounter sometime. Um, it was really weird. One of these creatures was injured or burnt, which I thought was really weird. So, another question I have for you. After you had your physical encounter with the Sasquatch, did you ever, after that point, have any supernatural encounters?
I had a few when I was growing up, like seeing shadows in the house and stuff.
Mhm. Did that happen right after? Was it around that time? Like, was there
Um,
any other things that changed after that encounter? Like,
Not really, not that I can remember. Like I said, I kind of just put it in the back of my mind until I got older and then saw on YouTube like what Bigfoot was and all that. And then I knew exactly what I had seen when I was a kid.
so what about into your, I'm not going to call you older, saying that you're old. What about into your adulthood? Did you have any supernatural encounters that happened?
No, not really. I was a wild child, so I ran amok a lot.
So the spirits were running from you.
Yeah. So I don't remember much of my childhood or of my young adult life. I was, yeah, running
Right.
amok.
So, in your adulthood, you are a field investigator, correct?
Um, I guess you could call me that. I just go out and camp and record it, and I do have a channel that I put some of the stuff on, but I haven't had any like encounters since I was a kid.
What about any noises, or have you ever felt like you're still followed, or like you're still
Yes.
watched?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, camping for sure.
Uh-huh.
Camping and not hearing strange noises and just feeling like the heavy feeling that something's around, but you can't see it, but you know that something's there or something's going on.
Have you ever felt like anything's hitchhiked and followed you back to your home?
No,
No.
no.
That's always a good thing.
I have spirits in my house because the apartment that I live in had a double homicide in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So definitely had some darkness happen in there, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
And you
But
lived in that same room?
I live in the room that the people one committed, you know,
Uh-huh.
suicide and then the other one took his own life. So, or took the other one's life, one of the two. It was just a double homicide, so.
It's kind of like maybe yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Somebody unalived somebody, then unalived themselves, probably.
Exactly. Yes.
So, do you experience anything in there after that happened? Anything that you think is related to that?
Not in my room. Like sometimes my cats freak me out because they look at the corners and stuff, but that's just what cats do. But in our kitchen, in our bathroom, sometimes the sink gets turned on, and neither me or my son did it. And so that's kind of weird.
Okay. So Kristen in chat says she's had encounters with spirits. Kristen in chat, if you would like to come on sometime and tell us about that, get my email and email me, please. I would love to hear about that. And back to you, Amanda. That's really weird that you talk about the water
Yeah.
because there is a motel that is close to me that has a room in it to where a lady was kept captured, where she was forced to have a child, to
Oh my
where
goodness.
she eventually threw herself from the top window. This guy kept her in this room continuously. He locked her in there, and she finally jumped and took her life. Well, you can rent that room today and stay in it. And they say that if you rent the room, two things will happen. You can either take a shower, and while you're taking the shower, you will feel some hands on you trying to help wash you,
Oh, heck
or
no.
you can not take a shower, and when you wake up in the morning, the shower will be on. So,
Oh,
kind of
no.
like what you're experiencing.
Yeah, water is a common thing for spirits to do, I've heard.
I think that's interesting that water is so common to these things. It's like it draws them into, I don't know. You know, that I think, what didn't they just like prove here a while back? Didn't they say that water was proven to have memory,
I think so.
which I thought was really, really crazy. So yeah, I might one of these nights. Maybe I should go stay in that motel room and do a live. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're up for that?
Yeah.
Long as it's me, right? You go right ahead.
Hey, I live in this apartment with what happened here.
So did it happen in the bedroom you're in, or
Yeah, it happened in the bedroom I'm in.
good grief?
Yep.
You're a lot stronger than I am. I don't think, you know, uh, so a mobile home that I purchased, the owners of that mobile home both passed away in that mobile home.
No.
And oh man, that mobile home had some really bad things that would happen in it. I won't go completely all into that tonight because we're going to move over onto the other things. But a woman screaming was heard a lot. The teddy bears were taken out of the bedroom and placed all over the front room at night while we were sleeping. Gas line was opened up while somebody was sleeping.
Oh my goodness.
The dog become possessed. I later gave the dog to the neighbor, but
To get
I
it
think
out
you.
of the house.
Yeah, I think you. You probably know the story about that. But yeah, I gave the dog away, and that was a really bad place. It really was.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So let's talk about my area, and you can put me on the spot now if you want to, or if you have any questions that you've ever wondered about any of my boots on the ground or any of that, feel free to ask me tonight, and we'll talk about it, and I'll try to answer it best as I can.
I'm horrible at this.
You're not horrible.
Trying to think of a question. I don't really have any questions because I watch all the boots on the ground, so I feel like I'm there too.
Right. Okay, so let's jump into this then. And if you have any questions about this or anything, then we'll definitely talk about it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of show everybody where we're doing our boots on the ground. I want to show everybody how active it is where we do our boots on the ground. And I wanted to familiarize you all with some incidents that had happened. So one of the incidents that happened, I thought was a very important one to start with and with everybody in chat, is a lot of these stories and encounters that we tell, they don't have a lot of background or a lot of evidence to be able to have discussion about it. It's just we're taking somebody else's word for it, right? We're just listening and pretty much listening to a story. So the one I found is a very important one, and it's actually called the Noxie, and it's a Noxie. For those listening, it would be Nora, Oregon, X-ray, Ida, Edna is the spelling of it. And it happened in the same county that I live in. There was a farmer. His name was Ken Tosh. And he said he saw the monster. The monster was approximately 7 foot tall, hairy, foul-smelling, and with eyes that glowed like a cat. Now, what really made the Noxie monster so popular is it wasn't only seen by him, it was also witnessed by the sheriff of the county and other witnesses. Now, the farmer, he saw the monster, they're approximately 7 foot tall, and he said it had eyes that glowed like a cat's eyes. He said, I was within 10 feet of it before I saw him. This gentleman was 30 at the time. He said it growled and it ran away. I screamed and ran the other way. Tosh is one of several residents of this tiny community to report sighting what he has been dubbed the Noxie monster. The people are scared, said Tosh. Anything that comes around, they'll shoot it. We shouldn't and couldn't capture him. We're going to have to shoot it. That was in the paper. That was in the newspaper.
Wow.
So, moving on. Sorry about that. I know that's super loud when she does that. Hold on. Okay. She starts again. So, the reported sighting, it panicked a lot of the residents in the area. And now they had a bunch of hunters that were armed. They were going out rolling and hunting the timber, covered all the hills of Oklahoma, the Kansas border, and they were all hoping to get a shot at this creature. Okay, so all of that was very important to me to share in the story about this, but where it gets really, I think, really important and what proves the context, I guess, of the story is Nowata County Sheriff Bob Arnold is more worried about the hunters than the monster. And he quoted as saying, "We're going to get some righteous people killed by some idiot," Arnold said Thursday. "I'm telling reporters to stay away from here because they might get shot, and I'd hate to fill my jail with some of the good people around here." Now, he also said, "I've had some unconfirmed reports last night that they had also shot at this beast that was now roaming the countryside off of Winganong Road," which is where I investigate. I thought that was very important. I have investigated along that area. He also stated that the hunters that were chasing this creature had also shot and killed 2 dogs and had also killed a horse. So these hunting parties were so
Not
afraid.
doing very good.
No, they were killing anything that they were finding out in the woods. Now, a young person in this day and age, the sheriff stated, with long hair and a lot of stuff on his face, he might look like a wolf man, and one of these guys that are drinking their beer might want to blow him to bits, unquote. Maybe we'll luck out and find the monster, he joked. Here's the crazy part. The sheriff, Bob Arnold, and one of his deputies shot at a creature that was in the 2nd-story barn in Talala, Oklahoma. As they shot at it with their service revolvers, .357 Magnums, it leaped from the upper part of this hay barn onto the ground and ran faster than anything they had ever seen. Bob Arnold did not name the monster Sasquatch, but in his official report did label it an unknown creature. What do you think of that so far?
That sounds pretty scary.
Do you think it helps that you have a sheriff and a deputy that both see the same thing and they're actually willing to put it on a report?
Yes, definitely.
Because how many rangers, wardens, officers, how many of them don't put it on the report?
90% of them.
Right. So I think that for them to put it in the report, it had to be a pretty up close encounter, something that they didn't wonder what they saw. I think they were pretty sure of what they had seen. Now, this was such a large event, guys, that Bob Arnold, the sheriff at the time, was interviewed by a network radio program in Canada. Sheriff Arnold said that Tosh had seen the creature on several occasions and had shot at it several times. Another man, living a mile away, had shot at it 5 times. It was almost encountered after dark. He said the men who had seen it had shown genuine fright, and some of them were moving away. So the sheriff said he interviewed these people that had witnessed this creature. He actually brought them in and interviewed them. And in his professional opinion, they showed trauma. They showed fright. They were genuinely scared and suffered from anxiety attacks to PTSD. I mean, this was a huge thing for these people. These people were packing up and moving away after what they had seen in this area. And these areas are where I investigate. These are those areas. And you got a deputy and a sheriff confirming that this creature is in the area. So he even goes on to say the sheriff also mentioned that there had been reports of even a shorter looking creature that had crawled out of the lake that had moss all over it around the Watova area 13 months before, and repeated his concern about someone getting hurt. Thank you for that, Tim. God bless you for that. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you, Tim.
So what you have is a sheriff and a deputy corroborating each other's stories. They've both witnessed this same creature. Now you have something crawling out of the lake that is shorter. It's not as big as a creature that they seen, but it had what appeared to be moss all over it. Now, if you remember, Amanda, when I told the story about my granny's, how it all ended up beginning to, if you will, the start of everything. Remember, I told you my uncle had drove home after his encounter and he had like fish scales all over his car after whatever had jumped on it had ran off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Where this happened to my uncle, and it's the same proximity as where all this was happening back then in the 70s. Same area.
Wow.
Same area that I investigate. So, September 1971, 5 years before I was born. He carried a report that several people around the Oakwood, Oklahoma County had seen a gorilla-like creature of huge size in the period from November of 68 to January of 1969. Now, near Watova, Oklahoma, which is very close to me. Let's see if we can pull this down. Near Watova.
Not Tim. Sorry.
Oh, was it Tina? Tina. I am so sorry. I apologize. I do that. I see wrestler, and I've got my screen so small right now because I'm reading notes. I apologize for that, Tina. Thank you very much, Tina, for your support. God bless you. So near Watova, Oklahoma, Amanda, again, my area, a creature. Now, see these, if you notice, this creature is not huge. A creature that is 5 to 6 foot high.
Yeah.
No more than 7 foot, they said. Built like a man, but covered with hair, was reported seen August of 1974 in a gentleman's cornfield with 2 dead rabbits under his arm and was picking corn cobs, who then ran off whenever he was spotlighted from the farmer's vehicle.
He was just eating some snacks.
Yeah. But it takes us back to the cornfields again. And, where I've been investigating, was a cornfield. And it's a huge cornfield, like really, really big cornfield.
Cornfields are always active areas.
Oh, there is so many reports in the area that I'm investigating. And I wanted people to see why it's so active here, why it is such a hot spot, because these are happening as far back as 1949. this area has had reports of unknown creatures. So we move up to another one. Then in September of 1975, there was a sighting that resulted in a great deal of publicity. Okay, so there was a lady that was sitting on her front porch over, which is north of me by Highway 10, which is not far from me. Same area I investigate. This is all in my same area. She was sitting on her front porch whenever something comes walking through her front yard in the evening time. Her front porch was a screened-in front porch. She used to have her coffee out there and look out across the field, the highway. The highway ran by, and she would look out there. So while she's sitting there looking out across the highway, which Highway 10 is not a busy highway, she's looking out through there, drinking her coffee. The next thing she knows, she looks over, and Bigfoot is standing right in her front yard looking at her, right?
Wow.
She was so shooken up, Amanda, that she was taken to the Nowata General Hospitals, what it was called at the time, and was evaluated and treated for shock in the ER.
Dang.
She actually had shock. So for someone to say that she would fake that account does not fit, because if you're faking or hoaxing, you're not going to be in actual shock, right?
No way. Yeah, no way.
She was in shock. She was hospitalized for 5 days and released under psychiatric care. And if you really think about that, hospitalized for 5 days, in shock, and under psychiatric care, this really, really bothered this lady.
Yeah, it scared her to death.
Oh, I'm surprised she didn't have a heart attack. I mean,
I was going to say that too.
So there's another incident that happened, and I'm going to bring you all up. So now we're talking about the 40s, we've talked about the 50s, we've talked about the 60s, we've talked about the 70s. So it happened all the way up, but I want to jump everybody up to 2003, okay? So, 2002, correction. It's 2002. It was during the winter. The month was December. It was, the actual date is 12/21 of 2002. State, Oklahoma. County, Nowata County. Same area I investigate. The location details on this are from Highway 75 north of Bartlesville. Take Oklahoma 10 east about 6 miles to One, Oklahoma. Once you pass the convenience store in One, the field is just outside of the city limits on the north side of the road. The nearest town to that is One, Oklahoma. Nearest road is Highway 10. Highway 10, pretty popular highway, huh?
Yes.
Pretty spooky highway too, because guess what else is on Highway 10?
What?
The Miami Spook Light that everybody talks about, that's nation worldwide.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
I've heard of that.
It's on Highway 10. So a very active area. So the report, this is an actual report. This is not from somebody. This is a report, okay? So the report says, I drive a truck to Kansas 3 times a week. On the day of this sighting, I had taken my 12-year-old son with me on my route. As we turned onto Highway 10 from Highway 75, I told him to watch for deer on his side of the truck, and I'd watch for deer on my side. This road has several deer killed on it from vehicles, and I didn't want to hit one. As I drove, we watched, and we seen no deer along for about 6 mile stretch to One. As we rounded the curve on the east side of the road that goes back into One, it turns back into wheat fields. So we resumed watching for deer. As I started to watch on my side of the road, I looked out across the winter wheat field, which is green this time of year, and I noticed approximately 200 to 300 yards away a huge black figure bent over. I slowed the truck down to get a better look. And when my son turned and looked at me to see what I was looking at, he said, "Dad, is that a Bigfoot?" And about that time, it stood up. And I mean, it stood upright. It looked at the truck. I replied, "Oh my God, I think so." I would have to say it was about 7 to 8 foot tall and about 300 to 500 pounds. Very thick.
Huge.
Jet black hair and a cone-shaped head and a very well proportioned body. As we watched it for about 2 minutes, it just stood there and watched us while it ate something it was picking from a small branch it held in its right hand. Berries, perhaps, I'm not sure. The weird thing about it, it never ran or walked away as we drove on. It turned the whole body to watch us drive off, not just its head. Now, when I drive that dirt road, I carry my digital camera with me, and I'm hoping to capture a picture of it. A few days later, which is added to this report, was also noted. A few days after the sighting, I also witnessed a set of footprints going straight up the ridge into the wooded area from Highway 75 north of Copan, which is all close to me. Oklahoma also note that there were at least 10 inches of snow on the ground, which would have made it very difficult for a man to walk straight up that ridge line, as it was almost 80 degrees, I would guess, and deep snow. The footprints were over 16 inches long and over 12 inches wide. Wow.
Wow.
He also said in the report that the footsteps continued until they went out of sight. They did not stop. The footsteps continued. Thank you, Sharon. I thought it would be interesting for y'all to kind of get a feel of the area I'm in and what I'm doing. That way y'all know that this is a hot spot. And a lot of people ask me, why is it such a hot spot there? I don't know why. It always has been. You know, I don't know what causes hot spots, why they're there. You know, I don't understand myself. I'm still learning. You know, there was 2 other witnesses also that have also witnessed that creature since then. It was added to the report. The sheriff's department released a statement saying there has been reported unknown creatures. I love this part, guys, because this is where I investigate, and I love this part. He says there are several unknown creature reportings in the old Alloy area before the flood, going back as far as to 1915 is what Bob Arnold had stated, the sheriff.
Wow.
All the way back to 1915. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. So what do you think about that?
I think that Oklahoma is a hot spot for sure.
That's
Especially right
true.
around where you are.
Right. Into the Blue Yonder, I think you're right. These are all reports. These are not my reports. These are reports with the sheriff's report. You know, one of these was an actual sheriff and a deputy's report. So, yeah. I'm just trying to put validity in the area that we're in, right? So, follow-up investigation. This is what y'all are probably going to like. A lot of y'all do not like this organization. Some of you do like this organization, but no matter the organization, facts are facts. It doesn't matter who it comes from, right? If a liar tells the truth, it's still the truth. So,
Exactly.
a follow-up investigation report by the BFRO. I'm not going to put his name out. I do have his name, but I don't know that we should put the investigator's name out there. I won't do that. So this investigator wrote a report. He said, I contacted the witness, JW, on 2/13 of 2003. The witness and his son observed what they believed was a Bigfoot for approximately 2 minutes as they were driving on Highway 10, just east of Juan, Oklahoma. JW has driven this route 3 times weekly for the last year. They observed the animal at a distance of 200 to 300 yards on the north side of the highway. The time of their sighting was approximately 7:34 a.m. The weather was clear and the cold and visibility was good. The Bigfoot stood out like a sore thumb in a very green winter wheat field. No other vehicles were noted, although the witness felt sure someone else had to have seen what they observed. When they first detected the Bigfoot was kneeling, but it stood up as their diesel truck drove by slowly. JW said the animal was holding a branch and appeared to be peeling either berries or leaves from the branch. The Bigfoot did not try to hide or run, it just watched them drive past. JW described the Bigfoot as approximately 7 foot, 400 to 450 pounds, jet black in color, with massive thighs and a massive chest. Its head had the obvious cone shape. The witness was unable to discern facial features or determine gender based upon the distance and the lighting of day. Now, he went on, this investigator, and continued to investigate people in the area. And a neighbor now advised also that they were missing 23 calves from this area, and they were never found or their bodies.
Jeez.
Now, yeah, so if a calf dies or a calf is killed by coyotes or a predator, you're going to find a kill site. You're going to find a body.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
But for 23 to be totally missing and not found,
That's
something
a lot.
big is taking these cows
Yes,
somewhere else,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any other idea of what could have been? I mean, any plausible explanation as to why you don't find bodies for 23 missing cows?
There is nothing else.
So there was another woman that lived in Warren, Oklahoma, 2020. We're getting up here now. I'm starting to get, was out in her garden, and while working in her garden, now this would have freaked me out, guys. I ain't gonna lie. This right here probably would have ruined my whole month. But she's picking tomatoes out in her garden, right, guys? It's in the summertime. It's hot outside. She's outside. She's picking her tomatoes and everything. Her corn is growing next to the field in the woods, right? That's where she had her corn. As she's picking the tomatoes, she hears heavy breathing. And as she looks up, she witnesses an approximate 5-foot arm come out of the woods and snatch a whole corn bush and pull it into the woods, and she hears something large walk away. She reported this to the sheriff's department.
Dang.
She did not pick her garden after that and said she let her garden grow and allowed the animals and critters to have it. She was done.
Yeah.
In 2023, there was a man in his backyard in Childers, Oklahoma, another area that I investigate. His wife called 911 stating that he was attacked by a large black panther that had come out of the river bottoms on its hind legs.
What, on its hind legs?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Upon arriving, the game warden over the CB radio advised all personnel, even the sheriff's department, do not go into those woods. The male was transported to Jane Phillips Hospital. An Army Air National Guard helicopter with thermal was dispatched out of Kansas. It followed some creature down the Verdigris River until losing it. That was bipedal, running along the river. Now, if y'all know the river down here, the river down here is not like you're going to just run down it, okay? It has, oh God, logs that wash down it. It has debris, washouts, limbs. It's not taken care of. whatever this was, this chopper was chasing, was going over all of this stuff, no problem. And they lost it, whatever it was. So some people have theories, and I'll ask you your theory here in a minute, Amanda. We'll see what you think. Some people think it cloaked. Some people think that it outran the helicopter. And some people think it might have ducked down into a cave or went into the cold water and went underneath the water. How do you think it disappeared? Or did it fly away? Did it fly?
No, I think it cloaked. I was going to say cloaked.
Cloaked?
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
I think what it done is I think it went into a cave. And the reason I say that's because I know the Verdigris River, and it does have a lot of caves down it.
Oh, okay.
See, I would know that, though. You wouldn't know that.
No.
But it has a lot of caves and a lot of cave systems. I think it ducked off in a cave.
That makes sense.
Because the thermal, see, would the thermal penetrate the water, guys? Would a thermal penetrate water if he dove into the water?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know either. Gary agrees with you, though. He says he cloaked himself, and that may be right.
Yep.
What do you all think? Oh, Tammy lives along the Mississippi River. That's cool. I think the Mississippi and the Verdigris are all connected, I'm pretty sure, and the Arkansas, if I remember right. There's Mr. Keith Blunt's in the house. Good to see you, Keith. He says no. So if it would have went under the water, then they wouldn't have been able to see it. And I know that night me and Sarah was down there, and whatever we seen up in that tree, it dove straight out of the tree down into the water. That was crazy. That was crazy. Art says maybe shallow water. I don't know, Art. I'm not real familiar with those. I don't know how well they can penetrate water and stuff like that. Yeah, I know my IR camera. Oh my God. IR. If you try to use an IR camera over water, I do not suggest it. The water either sucks it in or does something to it, but you lose so much visual when you do that. So I don't recommend an IR camera if you're down there. Kristen believes that they cloaked also. So you're winning. You're winning, Amanda. They're agreeing with you.
I'm winning.
But I wanted to share some of these cases of the area that I'm investigating because we are going boots on the ground tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And I wanted y'all to know that the area we're in, it's not nothing new to hear these things or to have these reports. As you see, back all the way to 1914, the sheriff's department has had reports of this stuff before the lake was ever flooded. Yeah. So, you know, when you flood an area, you're going to disperse things, right? You're going to cause things to move. Because, I mean,
relocate.
Do you think that's why the farmers were having more encounters during that time? Because I don't even know when they start. Hey, Mom, do you know when they started flooding that down there?
I believe it was, I think it was like 56 or 58.
Like around 1956 or 58, she said she thinks is when they started flooding it. Now, it didn't just happen overnight. It was a process.
Oh, okay.
So do you think that because they done that, that's what caused everything to do that?
Yeah.
Wow. Was it C.S. Anderson? I started a book, but I'm waiting on my mom to help me get some parts of it done. I've been at her, and it's slowly progressing. But yeah, I have been working on a book. I have been. I just haven't done a lot on it. I'm trying to get Mom's input on a lot of things that I want to put into the book. So, but yeah, I am working on a book.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm working on a book. Mom, I'm hoping, has a lot of the old pictures maybe of her old place. That way I could show y'all what grannies really look like where all this happened. And I could put those photos in the book. Would y'all be interested in the photos, or do you want just the book?
Both.
I think it would open, to make the story better for y'all to be able to see what I'm actually talking about, to be like, oh wow, that's the hog pasture. That's what the hog pasture looked like, right?
Yeah, that would be cool.
So yeah, Tammy says both also. So yeah, I'll be working. I am working on that. I really need to get DA to help me with that, because I'm not. I mean, I'm writing the book, but I really need to get with D.A. Roberts and get some of his knowledge because that man is one of the best authors I've ever read.
Me too.
And yeah, he's awesome. So maybe I can get him to give me some pointers in that. Like I said, go check D.A. Roberts out, guys. He's awesome.
Yes, he is.
Very good friend of mine. Really like D.A. Roberts. Amanda, that's all I have for tonight, unless you want to add anything or ask me any questions or anything about
Nope.
the area. Or
No, I don't have any questions or anything. I think you covered it quite well.
I tried. I am.
You did a good job.
I talk a lot. Does that help?
Yes.
Are you going to be in the Boots on the Ground tomorrow night, everybody? Amanda, I know you'll be there, right?
I'll be there.
Is everybody ready for the Boots on the Ground tomorrow night at 8:00?
Yes. Yes, we are.
And guess what else we're going to be doing? I got a big announcement. Me and Mom are going to be doing a fishing show for the Outdoor Channel coming up, guys. We're fixing to go do some cold weather fishing. We got some nice weather coming up, so we're going to take advantage of it. So, Nancy, if you would put my Outdoor Channel link in the chat, please. Guys, go join it. Because what I might do, Amanda,
Yeah.
I might even go down there and go live when I'm doing the movie. I might go live with Mom on the lake on my Outdoor Channel. How would that be?
That would be awesome.
We may do that. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let Amanda say give her last piece, her last meal before we end tonight's video.
I just want to say hi to everyone in chat and good night to everyone in chat. All the abnormals. Love y'all.
All right, everybody. We appreciate y'all being here. Amanda, I appreciate you coming on tonight and co-hosting. Guys,
Yep,
I appreciate the support so much. It is heartfelt so much. I hope to see y'all tomorrow night on the Boots on the Ground. We're going to a very, very cool location. I think y'all are going to enjoy it. But I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the purple hearts for Hunter, the red hearts, the green hearts for the boys, Legan and Logan. Thank you all so very much. And until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And we'll see you on the next one. Good night and God bless.
Good night.